Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I have a really fun stamp and coordinating die set to show you in today's video. This was designed by Simon Hurley, and it is called Inspired. Now, I lost some of my footage for this video, so you can kind of tell that I used the stamp set already. I prefer to show you the stamp sets before I use them just because they look a lot nicer. You can tell that this has been used, but here we go. So this has the most amazing stripes and coordinating dies in it. There are also some really great sentiments for the creative people in your life. They say, "You inspire me, art, create, follow your dreams, and don't let anything stop you, and keep being you." The critters in the set are really cute as well, but I think my favorite thing from the stamp set are the stripes and the coordinating dies. So I'm going to stamp out these stripes just to show you. They're wonky stripes, and I'm going to stamp them out with my Mini Misty. They also have these little short dash stripes. I'll stamp those out as well. I'm stamping them onto a piece of 80-pound white cardstock. I'm going to grab some Distress Oxide inks because you can really see the ink going onto the stamps this way. So I chose a few pinks, and I didn't clean this first stamp very well, so it does have a little bit of purple on it. The nice thing about using your stamp positioner tool is that you can stamp it out multiple times if you need to. I'll use the lighter pink on the other stripe. So you can just stamp these down onto your card project, or you can use the coordinating dies to cut them out. For today's project, I'm going to cut them out with the coordinating dies. I think this is a very unique little stamp set. I don't have anything like these stripes in my collection, so I was super excited to play with this. So here is the first stamping. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp them up one more time just to get them nice and dark and even. And you can see there's a little bit of purple mixed in with that dark pink stamping, but that's all right. And I could even stamp it out again, but I'm just going to leave it at that. And then let me show you the coordinating dies. I'm going to tape these in place. And then I'll run them through my Platinum 6 machine. There's a little bit of a tab at either end of the stripes, but that's okay. They go off the side of an A2 sized panel, and I'll show you that in just a minute. I'm just carefully lining them up, and as you can see, there's a little bit of a white space at the ends of the stripes. So here they are cut out. They all have different shapes, so depending on how you put them on your card, it's going to look like you have a wide variety of striped shapes. So here is an A2 sized panel, which of course is 5.5 by 4.25. You can arrange them horizontally or vertically, and then just trim off the overhang. Here are the two little tabs. I think they're just super fun to play with. Now let me hop into the project that I was creating. And like I said, I lost the footage to this. I stamped out all of these stripes, and I'm going to glue them onto a piece of Dune cardstock with some liquid glue, and then I can trim off the overhang. And I'm trying to arrange them so all of the stripes do look a little bit different. I used some positively saturated inks from Simon Says Stamp to stamp these out. And as you can see, I chose some rainbow colors. I got the last two purples mixed up. I should have put the indigo one first, and then of course the violet, but that's all right. This turns out really cute. I'm going to give it a minute to dry. Then I can flip it over, and I'm going to trim off the overhang. And on some of the longer stripes, you can reuse them, of course. Let me speed this up. I usually go really slow so I don't cut into my main piece of cardstock. And look how pretty that is. Love the look. Next, I'll stamp out the elephant, painting on the easel. I'm stamping him out onto some Express It cardstock. This is great for your alcohol inks, and some black alcohol-friendly ink. So I'm going to color him off camera with some Copic markers, but I will allow that panel to dry a little bit before I start my coloring. I'll use the coordinating die to cut him out. I'll trim out this image, and then I'll cut him out with my Ink Scout. I love that these mini die cutting machines fit most of the dies that I use. And then I can color him in, and he is going to go somewhere on my rainbow card panel. My image looks a little small on this panel, so I'm going to create a window for him using some everlasting circle dies. I cut one out with the Dune cardstock, but it just didn't pop enough. So I'm going to cut it out again with some white. And then I can glue these two frames together just to give it a little more structure. The stripes are thick enough in some places, so I decided to stamp out the sentiment that says create on that wide stripe, the yellow one there. I'm using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink, which is my favorite ink to use if I'm not going to be coloring anything in with my alcohol markers. That just goes perfectly on that stripe. With this ink, you do need to allow it to dry for a little bit so you don't smear it. I decided to stamp out another sentiment, and this one is going to say, "You inspire me." I'm stamping it out at the very bottom of this piece of cardstock so that I can just trim it out with my paper trimmer into a strip. And then I will eventually fishtail either end of that sentiment. So I'll glue the two circles together. And if you want it really thick, you could, of course, cut out multiple circles and glue them together. I want to make sure that this encompasses the create sentiment. I'm adding a little bit of glue just to the stripes where it's going to be sitting. I chose to use a white window for this just because I have so many colors going on in the background. I just wanted something neutral. I'll use more liquid glue to attach this to the card base. This Dune cardstock from Spellbinders is my favorite craft-like cardstock. I use this one a lot. I like that it's a little more pale than your usual craft cardstock. I decided to pop up the elephant with some foam pieces, and I'll have him kind of sitting on the edge of the circle. My secondary sentiment I'm going to pop up with foam as well, and I'll attach that at the bottom of the card. And with all of the color going on in this card, I decided not to add any additional embellishments. So let me give you a close-up look at the finished card. I can think of dozens of things that I can create with these darling stripes. Absolutely love it. I'll include the link to this cute set, as well as links to all of the products that I used in today's video in the description box if you want to check them out. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful crafty day. Bye!